At 26,999 rupees, the Asus Zenfone Zoom S positions itself against the likes of the Moto Z2 Play, OnePlus 3T and the Samsung Galaxy A7 2017 edition. Does it stand tall amidst the competition? Let's kick things off with the camera. Like most phones out there, Asus has also opted for a dual camera setup at the back and has a single camera on the front. The Zenfone Zoom S has two 12-megapixel sensors at the back. The primary camera uses the Sony IMX362 sensor with f1.7 aperture. This is the same sensor used by the HTC U11. The camera is further aided by 4-axis OIS, dual-pixel autofocus and laser autofocus. But you get these on the primary camera only. Asus did not stop there and has added subject tracking as well. The result is quite impressive. Images look crisp when shot in auto mode and capture good details. Color saturation is not perfect and the images taken during the day look somewhat overexposed at times. The HDR mode does not add any value to the camera, but you can achieve some amazing shots by switching to manual mode. However, at the same time, the wider aperture allows the camera to capture some really good low light photos. All the laser autofocus and dual pixel jazz combines to provide faster capturing speeds during the night. The new Pixel Master UI and algorithm helps maintain noise to minimum, but it is not as impressive as the one we saw on the Samsung Galaxy On Max. The secondary camera adds 2.3x optical zoom capabilities and is actually well implemented. The image quality from the secondary camera are not as sharp as those from the primary camera, but it is just as fast and exposure values do not change either. You can digitally zoom to 12x, but anything beyond 2.3x zoom is not really worth using it. The phone takes an extra second or two to save a portrait image and does a decent job at best. As for the build, it is as good as it gets. The choice of material used is metal and the quality is right at par with most metal unibody phones in this segment. There is a slight camera bump at the back, but it does feel well in the looks of the phone. The 3 physical buttons and the fingerprint scanner are well placed and work quite well. What we did not like are the 3 navigation keys, which are not on screen and are not backlit. They work well, but Asus could have implemented them better. Also, the metal back is slippery and one needs to be careful while using the phone with one hand. The 5.5-inch AMOLED display is actually quite good and really bright. We recorded maximum luminance of 675 lux, which is actually quite bright. The display also possesses good viewing angles and has a slightly warm tone by default. As for the UI, we still have the phone running on Asus's Zen UI, but the latest revision of the UI is fast and responsive and layered on the top of Android 7.0 Nougat. The UI not only feels light but also has faster animation speeds. But then the phone also carries the same amount of bloat as it had on its previous iterations. Coming to the performance, it's not the fastest in its category by any measure, but it does the job just fine. Whether you are going through long web pages, checking emails, or just watching a video, everything works well. The Snapdragon 625 platform is also quite capable when it comes to gaming. We did encounter some stuttering while playing Injustice 2, but that's common for this game. With all the heavy gaming, the phone does tend to get a little hot, and we recorded that after 15 minutes of gaming, the area near the camera and the sides clogged up to 41 degrees centigrade. The smartphone has a 5000 mAh battery. You can push the phone for 2 days on a single charge if you are not gaming, but that is in an ideal condition, which is unlikely. In our PCMark battery test, the phone scored 7 hours and 28 minutes, which is not great, but just good enough for a battery this size. Overall, the Asus Zenfone Zoom S is a good phone. It has one of the best cameras we have seen from Asus and would easily be amongst the best in its price category. The build quality as well as performance is decent, but definitely could have been better. The design and user interface of the phone are better than its last iterations, but it still needs some polishing. The 5000 mAh battery is the only aspect of the phone which does not live up to our expectations or even half of it. Still, Asus has done a commendable job, and the Zenfone Zoom S is not just another Zenfone. It is a really good entry in the upper mid tier. However, it is still not the best phone to buy. So what do you think about the Asus Zenfone Zoom S? Comment down below and don't forget to like and share this video.